Morning, everyone. Morning, guys. Okay, can anyone remind me what was the last question? Have I given you any question in homework? Guys, have I given you any question in the homework? Okay, Vaishnavi, can you remind me what was the question? Okay, so just let me know the first question. What was the question? Cos 7 theta plus 5 d theta. Okay. Integration of cos 7 theta plus 5 d theta. This was the question. How many of you calculated it? How many of you calculated? Okay, so this integration, how we are going to do it? Which rules should we apply? How we can integrate? By substitution. Good. Can anyone tell me which function I should assume as u? Which function should I assume? Okay, so 7 theta plus 5. Good. So I'm assuming u is equals to 7 theta plus 5. Why? Because if I differentiate, I will get d theta, which is available here. The differentiation is available here. So can I say that du by d theta if I calculate? Because here theta is variable, so du by d theta will be 7, or d theta I want to replace, so d theta will be du by 7. Now put the value. So this is going to be cos u, and instead of d theta I can write down du by 7. So du by 7. So 1 by 7 constant out, 1 by 7, and integration cos u du. Can anyone tell me what is the integration of cos theta? That is sine u. Guys, listen here. The integration of cos u du, that is sine u. So sine u plus c. Now u is nothing but 7 theta plus 5. So 1 by 7 sine 7 theta plus 5 plus c. This is going to be the integration. Is it clear to everyone? So we can we use cos kx plus theta. So we can use it. No worries. It is 1 by k sine kx plus theta plus c. You will get the same answer. Is it clear? By substitution also you can get it. By formula also you can get it. So everyone note it down. The substitution is better one. No need to remember anything. Now, can anyone let me know any other question in homework? Do you have any other question? Okay, then let me know what was that question. 1 by cos square 2 theta. Okay. So everyone note it down, then we talk about that. One by cos square 2 theta. Is it done? One by cos square 2 theta. Everyone noted down this one? First question, everyone noted? Right, first question done. Okay, now we need to integrate this. So guys, 1 by cos square theta. 1 by cos theta, we know that is nothing but sec theta. So can I say that this can be written as sec square 2 theta d theta? Can I say that this function can be written as sec square 2 theta? Because 1 by cos square is nothing but sec square. Now, can I say that here, if you look, d theta. So if I assume this 2 theta as u, I will get differentiation d theta. So I'm assuming u is equals to 2 theta. So du by d theta is equals to 2, or d theta is equals to du by 2. If I put the values here, so sec square u d theta is du by 2, so du divided by 2. Integration of sec square u. Can anyone tell me what is the integration? What integration I told you for sec square u? It is tan u plus c. Now u is 2 theta. So this is half tan 2 theta plus c. Is this clear? This question? Is this question clear? Okay. Now everyone understand what is substitution rule and how we are going to substitute, how we are going to get the answers. Is it clear to everyone? Substitution rule, integration by substitution. Guys, is it clear to everyone? Okay. So just note it down. Then we'll talk about the definite integration. So this is integration by substitution. How we are going to identify that whether I have to use substitution rule or not. So we have to see that whatever the function they have given, if the differentiation of that function is available in the question, then use directly substitution. There is no problem. You will get the answer. So everyone just note it down. Then we talk about the next, that is, so till now we have done the indefinite integration. Integration of implicit function, no, it is not there. We can't integrate it. For one, it is not in our syllabus. We can't integrate easily. That is not in there. So whatever I am teaching you, only those things are there. So don't worry about it. If it will be there, I will teach you. So is this clear? Till now, listen guys, now till now we have done the indefinite integration. Indefinite integration means I told you here I am not writing the limits and I am using a arbitrary constant. Now after this we are going to see definite integration. In that one, what I will do, I will use the limits, and then this c, arbitrary c constant, is not going to be in the integration. We have to remove it. So everyone just note it down that when we talk about definite integration. Hashini, I told you the exam syllabus is till integration. So till integration means the indefinite integration, definite integration, everything. So it may come, it may not come. I don't know. But the syllabus is still integration means you need to revise everything. Definite integration, indefinite integration, and before that differentiation and all those. Is it again vector will come in exam like last week? No. This time don't worry. This time guys, I am preparing the paper, so I am well aware what I have to give. So don't worry about it. This time no mistakes. I am going to prepare the paper. 10 problems will be there because paper will be 1.5 hours. 8 problems objective, 2 problems numerical. Total 10 problems from physics. Look here, Muhammad Ayan Khan. This is the class. So here we are not going to discuss any question from exercise. That discussion is going to be in the evening classes, in the doubt session, in the self-study session. Did you get it? So here just we need to learn the basics. We need to learn the concept instead of discussing the seat. Everyone noted down? Shall I tell you the next definite integration? Sometimes it called integrals with limits. Now look here. Look here how we are going to solve it. So there is no difference in definite and indefinite integration. Whatever the integration we have done, we will do the same integration till last. Now in last only we need to add 1-2 steps more in definite integration. Like let's suppose if I am having fx dx, let's suppose I want to integrate this. So what happens in definite integration? Limits are going to be there, means one number here, one number here, one limit. This is called upper limit. And this is called lower limit. Now what happens? Let's suppose I integrate the function. So I'm going to integrate by whatever the rules I have learned. So I integrated and let's suppose I get the function fx. Capital Fx I am getting the function. Capital Fx. I integrated the function, I get new function capital Fx. Then I have to put the limits. How we are going to put? So I get the function, then limit a to b. This is upper limit, this is lower limit. After this, what I will do? First, I will put upper limit in place of variable, means f of a, and then minus lower limit. So f of b. Now, if you look here, I have not written any arbitrary constant plus c because I am doing the definite integration. So in that case, first integrate, then put the upper limit minus put the lower limit. You will get the answer. Now let me show you one example first. So let's suppose I am taking one example. Let's suppose I have to integrate x square dx from 0 to 2. Is it right? I have to integrate x square dx from 0 to 2. How we did x square dx integration from 0 to 2, lower limit to upper limit. X square dx from 0 to 2. So what I told you that first integrate. So integration of x square dx. Can anyone tell me how much? Integration of x square dx. That is x cube by 3. Good. Now look here, x cube by 3. Now when it was indefinite integration, then I have added 1 plus c. You remember when there was no limit. If no limit, then can I say that I have to write down 1 plus c? But since here limits has been given 0 to 2, what I am going to do, I will not write plus c. Instead of that, I will put the limit. So 0 to 2. Now what I have to do first, I have to put 2 in front in the place of variable, means 2 cube by 3 minus put lower limit, that is 0 cube by 3. So this is nothing but 8 by 3. This is going to be the answer. Clear? 2 cube by 3 means 8 by 3 and this is 0 by 3, that is 0. So definite integration is very simple. Just do the indefinite integration and finally put the limits. That's it. That is called definite integration. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear? So first write down the definition of definite limit and then solve this question. Then note it down this question. Then we try to solve few more questions. So first everyone note it down the definition and then note it down this. Done? Everyone note it? Charan, I don't know whether negative mark will be there or not. Read the instruction before giving the exam. There it will be mentioned. Did you get it? So I don't know. Everyone noted? Differentiation of implicit function is there or not? Everything will be there. Till integration, whatever we have learned, everything is going to be there. Now everyone try to solve these questions. First one, 3x square plus 2 dx from 0 to 1. Second one, sin x dx from 0 to pi by 2. Third one, 1 by root x dx from 0 to 2. Everyone try to calculate these 3 examples. Try to find out the value of these definite integrations. So calculate and let me know, everyone. Everyone try to find out all your answers. Guys, just note it down. Have you calculated, everyone? Now look here, how we are going to solve it. Everyone, right? So just look here. Can I say that in this one first I have to use some rule because I'm using the indefinite one. So integration 3x square dx 0 to 1 plus integration, because this is plus sign, plus 2 dx 0 to 1. 3x square. So can I say that it is nothing but 3x cubed by 3, the integration 0 to 1 plus 2x 0 to 1. Now this 3 got cancelled out. So it will be, first I will put the upper limit. So 1 cube minus 0 cube plus, first I'll put 2 into 1 minus 2 into 0. This is what I put the limits. So can I say that this is 1 plus 2 minus 0, 2, that is 3. So for the first one, answer is 3. How many of you get it? Is it clear to everyone? First question, how I solve? First question clear to everyone, how we calculate? Okay, so everyone note it down, then I will talk about the second one. First, everyone note it down first. Guys, just note it down the first question, then we talk about the second one. what happens? I just split it by the sum root, then integration of 3x squared dx. So integration of 3x squared dx is nothing but 3x cubed by 3. 3 is constant. Integration of x square is x cubed by 3. So 3 got cancelled out. Limit 0 to 1. So I have to write down like this. Plus 2 is constant. So 2 is outside. Integration dx is x. So 2x, that is 0 to 1. Now put the limit. First I have to put the upper limit in variable. So 1 cube minus lower limit 0 cube plus 2 into upper limit 1. So 2 into 1 minus 0. So 2 into 0. So this is 2, this is 1, 2 plus 1, 3. Is it clear now? Okay, have you noted down? Is it done? Everyone noted? Definitely, we have to write down 3 in denominator, then it cancelled out. Because x squared dx integration is x cubed by 3. So this 3 was from here constant, this 3 came from the integration. Now, second one, integration sin x dx. Can anyone tell me what is the integration of sin x? It is minus cos x. So minus cos x 0 to pi by 2. So minus cos pi by 2 minus cos 0. This minus is from formula and this minus because it is here. So cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 means cos 90, that is 0. So 0 minus minus becomes plus, cos 0 is nothing but 1. So the answer is 1. Is it clear to everyone? Second one. Third one I am solving here. It is 0 to 2. 1 by root x dx. So it can be written as 0 to 2, 1 by root x is x to the power minus half dx. So that is going to be nothing but x to the power minus half plus 1 divided by minus half plus 1 and limit 0 to 2. This is x to the power minus half plus 1, that is nothing but x to the power half divided by half 0 to 2. So this is nothing but 2 root x 0 to 2. So if I put the upper limit, it is 2 root 2 minus 2 into 0. So that is answer is going to be 2 root 2. How many of you get third answer 2 root 2? How many of you get the answer for the third question is 2 root 2? Everyone get it? Okay. It will be 2 root x, not root 2x, because this 2 is going to be multiplication. So this is root x and multiply by 2. So 2 root x, not root 2x. So everyone noted down these two questions. Everyone note it down and let me know. Two root 2 can be written as 2 to the power 1 by 2. No. Root 2 can be written as 2 to the power half. Not 2 root 2. Guys, just note it down, then I will give you one more question in definite integration. Is it done? Everyone noted? Second will be -1. Why -1? Can you tell me? Sin x integration is minus cos x. Minus cos x 0 to pi by 2. So first I will put pi by 2 in place of x. So minus cos pi by 2. Then minus, again I will put 0. So in bracket minus cos 0. Minus cos pi by 2 is 0. So 0 and this minus minus becomes plus. Plus sin 0 is 1. So this is nothing but 0 plus 1 is equals to 1. Now clear to everyone? Both the questions. Guys, is it done? Everyone noted? Now everyone try to solve one more question I am giving to you. So let's suppose integration 2t square plus 3t minus 4 dt from 0 to 1. If I want to integrate, everyone calculate what is going to be the value for this integration. Everyone try to find out. And then try to calculate one more question. Integration 0 to 1 x square plus 2x dx. You need to integrate this one also. This is second question, this is the first question. 0 to 1, integrate, try to integrate this one also. Now, everyone is telling me this different answer. Listen what answers I get. 5 by 2, someone is saying 36, 37 by 6, someone is saying minus 11 by 6, someone is saying minus 29 by 6, someone is saying minus 19 by 3. Guys, till now I get 5 answers, all the answers were different. Which one is right? Try to calculate accurately. Guys, whatever the answers you are getting, just calculate it. I will calculate, then we'll see that which one is the right answer. Now someone is saying, Lakshmi is saying 3/2. Everyone is saying the different answer. How it is possible? Sahasra is saying -11/6. Aditya is saying something else. Look here. Okay, guys, look here. Everyone is getting the different answer. Let me solve it. So I need to integrate it. So can I say that this can be written as 0 to 1 2 square dt plus 0 to 1 3t dt plus minus, because here minus, so minus 4 dt 0 to 1. Is it right? First step clear to everyone? I use the sum and difference rule. I split the functions. First step clear to everyone, or anyone having any problem in this? First step clear? Okay. Now 2t square dt, 2 is constant, t square dt, if the integration is t cube by 3 0 to 1 plus 3t dt, 3 is constant, 3t square by 2 0 to 1 minus 4 dt, so 4 integration dt is t 0 to 1. Now put the value. This is 2 1 cube by 3 minus 2 0 cube by 3. This is for the first one, plus 3 into 1 square by 2 minus 3 into 0 square by 2. This is for the second one, minus 4 into 1 minus 4 into 0. So look here, this is nothing but 2 by 3 minus this is 0 plus this is 3 by 2, this is 0, this is minus 4. So if I look, it is going to be, I'm writing here 6. So this is going to be 3, 2 times, so this is 4, 3 times plus 9, 6 times minus 24. This is minus 11/6. So minus 11/6 is the right answer. Is it clear? How many of you get it? Minus 11/6. Okay, so everyone just note it down. This is the first question. Just note it down. Then we talk about the second one. Second step, Praneeth. This is simple mathematics. Second step, if you look, 2 is constant. I told you how to integrate. So 2 is constant. It is going to be here. Integration t square dt. Integration t square dt is t cube by 3. By using the formula, x to the power n dt is nothing but x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 means t to the power 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 means t cube by 3 plus 3t dt. 3 is constant. Integration t dt is t square by 2 minus 4. 4 is constant. Integration of dt is t. Then limits 0 to 1. I told you how to put. First put the upper limit at the place of variable minus lower limit at the place of variables. Is it clear now? Everyone? Is it clear? Yeah. Integration of dt is t. Yesterday I told you integration of dx is x. Integration of dt is t. Integration of du is u. Yesterday I shown you. Even I proved that from where it is coming, how we can say that integration dt is t. Everyone note it down. Guys, if you note it down, then we'll talk about the second question. Done? Okay, note it down. Done? Now the second question. First, can anyone let me know how we are going to integrate it? By which rule can we integrate? Which rule are going to use? So can I say that I have to use substitution rule? Is it right? Is it right, guys? Can I say that we have to use substitution rule? Or one more simple rule is there. If I multiply, look here, without substitution, how we can use it? So can I say that this can be written as integration 2x cube plus 4x dx 0 to 1. Can I say that if I multiply, I will get this? So without substitution also we can easily get it. If I multiply, I will get this. So simple, after this integration 0 to 1, 2x cube dx plus 0 to 1, 4x dx. 2x to the power 4 by 4, 0 to 1 plus 4x square by 2, 0 to 1. This is going to be cancelled out 2 times. This is going to be cancelled out 2 times. So I get x to the power 4 divided by 3, 0 to 1 plus 2x square 0 to 1. This is 1 to the power 4 by 2 minus 0 to the power 4 by 2 plus 2 into 1 square minus 2 into 0 square. This is 1 by 4 plus 2, that is 9 by 4. How many of you get answer 9 by 4? Guys, is it clear the calculation? Correct? After integration, we can club the integrals and then do the limits. Satvik, you can do it, no problem. If you want to club, you can club it. Then also you will get the same answer. But why should we confuse? Instead of that, we will calculate part by part. It will be easy. There is 1 by 2. where by substitution I am getting 1 by 2. How 1 by 4? Okay, guys, look here. It is 1 by 2. Here, this is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 plus 2, that is 5 by 4. Right. That was a calculation mistake. Now clear to everyone? Last one. Is it clear? Now is it clear? 5 by 2. Here one mistake was there. Here 1 by 2. Okay, so everyone note it down. Everyone note it down. This is all about definite integration. Definite integration clear to everyone? We need not to do anything. It is simple. Just integrate indefinitely, put the limit in the last, you will get the correct answer. Did you get it? Guys, I've already made it right. It is 5 by 2. Here also 2. Guys, you can do by yourself. That is the simple mathematics. 1 by 2 plus 2, that is 5 by 2. There is no problem. You know, if there is some mistake, you can easily correct it. Is it clear to everyone? Now, definite integration clear? Definite integration clear to everyone? Okay. So everyone note it down. Then we will see, like in differentiation, we have seen the application of differentiation or derivative. In the same way, we are going to talk about application of integration. So first everyone note it down, then we'll talk about application of integration. Guys, once noted, just let me know. Guys, is it done? Once you noted, just let me know. Is it completed? Okay, just wait. By substitution also we are going to get the same thing. By substitution also we are going to get the same thing. There is no problem. Let's suppose if I calculate by substitution. If I calculate by substitution, then how we are going to proceed? So we know that if you look x dx, if I integrate this function, I am having x dx. So I will assume u as x square plus 2. So du by dx is nothing but 2x, or du is 2x dx. So look here guys, when you use substitution, put the limit same, don't change the limit. Here x square plus 2 x square plus 2 is u, so u du, because 2x dx is nothing but dt. So u du is nothing but u square by 2, 0 to 1. Still I am not using now here u square plus by 2. Don't put the limit because this limit is for x, not for u. Is it clear to everyone? Whatever the question, whatever the limit I have given, this is for x because variable is x, not for u. So once you calculate it, first put the u, so x square plus 2, x square plus 2 whole square whole divided by 2, 0 to 1. Now this limit was for x and I am getting x here. Now we can put the value. So 1 square plus 2 whole square whole divided by 2 minus 0 square plus 2 whole square whole divided by 2. So if you look, this is nothing but 1 plus 2, 3 square 9 by 2 minus this is 4 by 2. So can I say that I get 5 by 2? So easily also we get 5 by 2. Right now we are getting 5 by 2. But what we need to understand by substitution method, that this limit is for x. This limit is for variable. This limit is for variable x. So first integrate by substitution, put the original function and then put the limit. 5 by 4. Wait guys, is it right? 5 by 2 is the answer, not 5 by 4. Previously also we get 5 by 2 or 5 by 4. What was the answer previously? 5 by 2. So this is the correct answer, guys. Whoever has been written 5 by 4 in previous question, make it 5 by 2. I corrected it. I don't think that you have concentrated on the board. I corrected it was 5 by 2. Here also we are getting 5 by 2. In the last question, in the last step, there was a mistake. Instead of 2, I have written 4. Just make it correct. U du integration is nothing but u square divided by 2. U to the power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. But don't put the limit because these limits are for x. So first calculate by substitution. Then when you substituted the original function, after that put the limits. So use the substitution, but after putting the original function in the integration, after that in the final step you can use the limit, you can put the limit. Is it clear? Guys, have you noted down? By substitution, how we are going to use the definite integration. Clear to everyone? Okay, so everyone noted down. Then we'll see the application of definite integration or definite integral. What is the application of definite integral? We need to see. So first everyone note it down this. Once you note it, just let me know. How 9 by 2? 1 square is 1. 1 plus 2, 3 whole square, that is 9. So 9 by 2 minus this is 4 square by 2, so that is 5 by 2. Four by 2 written as 2. That is 2. But again, you are going to solve, you will get the same answer. So instead of that 9 minus 4, that is 5 by 2. That is mathematics, you are going to get the same thing. Whether you write here 2, then 9 by 2 minus 2, again 5 by 2. Done, guys? Is it done? Is it done? Everyone noted? Okay, now we need to talk about application of definite integration. And that is nothing but area under curve. So if I want to calculate area under any curve, it is going to be calculated by definite integration. We can calculate by definite integration. Now guys, can anyone tell me that, can I say that in differentiation we are talking about this is small d. It denotes the small difference. Infinitely small difference is nothing but differentiation is small d. Is it right? Do you remember? Infinitely small difference, if I talk about, that is differentiation. And I told you that integration is opposite of the differentiation. Integration is opposite of the differentiation. So if in differentiation we are subtracting, or if we are calculating the difference, what in the integration, what it denotes? What we can say? Correct. Can I say that it is nothing but addition? Can I say that it is nothing but addition of small things, because differentiation is difference of a small, very small difference. So can I say that it is nothing but addition of small? If I am going to add very small quantities, then I have to use integration, because if I want to calculate the difference of very small quantities, I will use differentiation. And integration is opposite of differentiation. Is it right? Can I say that? Everyone understand that integration is nothing but simple. In your mind, just keep it. Differentiation means difference. Integration means addition. Integration is addition of very small quantities. Now look here. I am talking about area under curve. So let's suppose, let me take an example. Let's suppose this is y-axis, this is x-axis. This is y-axis, this is x-axis, and let's suppose this is the function fx. Y is equals to fx is a function. Y is equals to fx is a function. If I want to calculate the area from A to B. A to B I want to calculate. So can I say that area under this curve is nothing but this area I want to find out, because this is the area under A to B. Is it right? Can I say that this is area under curve from A to B? Is it right? Down the area. Why to calculate area under curve? Look here, Satvik. If I say that what is area for a triangle, you know formula. But if I ask that what is the area under any parabola, you don't know how to calculate it because there is no exact formula. So we are going to use integration method. Did you get it? Area under parabola, area under ellipse. How we are going to find out area under any hyperbola, rectangular hyperbola? How we calculate? So we use one integration method because this is going to helpful to find out the area under curve. Did you get it? Area under quadratic equation. Do you know how to calculate it? So we use integration method to find out. Now just concentrate how we are going to use it. So guys, if you look, let's suppose this is point X. Let's suppose this is point X, and let's suppose this is point X plus dx. What is dx? Dx is very small, means let's suppose X is 2, then X plus dx will be 2.00000 then 1. Is it right? This is point X, this is point dx. So can I say that if these 2 points are very near, I have just make it a little bit far because you can see, but these 2 points are very near. Is it clear to everyone? X and X plus dx is very near. You can see properly. That's why I have drawn it a little bit at a little bit large distance, but it is very near. So can I see that X to X plus dx, this is the area. And how much is the area? So can I say that area is going to be nothing but, if you look, the difference is dx. X plus dx and X, the difference is dx. And y is equals to fx. So when I am going to put the value, can I say that this value is nothing but f of x? Is it right? When I put the point x, I will get the value function of y is as fx. So can I say that the area, if you look, this is nothing but a rectangle. This is nothing but a rectangle which is having the width dx and the length fx. What is the area of a rectangle? What is the area of rectangle if width dx, length fx? Length into breadth. Means can I say that it is nothing but fx into dx? Is it right? Can I say that fx dx? This is the area of this small strip. This thin strip what I have taken, it is going to have area fx dx. Now these type of so many strips are going to be there, is it right? And I have to add all those areas. Is it right, guys? Can I say that I have to add all those areas of thin strip what we are going to form in this? So can I say that if I'm going to add, means I told you we need integration, because integration is nothing but addition. So integration fx dx, from where to where we are going to add? So can I say that we have to add from A to B? Means A to B, if I calculate definite integration fx dx, I will get the area under curve. Area under curve fx dx A to B. Now few people are having doubt. Let me see. What is x plus dx? Look here, this is point x, and at a very small distance, this is another point which is going to be x plus dx, because dx is a very small quantity. If x is 2, x plus dx is 2.0000 something. Look here, upper part is curve, but can I say that if you look, if this is a curve, but can I say that if points are very near, then this curve can be assumed as a straight line, because these 2 points are very near. x and x plus dx. That's what I told you, that x and x plus dx is very near. So can I say that distance in between them can be assumed as a straight line, even that is curve? Did you get it? Good. Anyone else having any doubt? Why to calculate what we will get by calculating area under curve? What is the use? Satvik, the use of area under curve is if you want to find out the area under x square any quadratic equation, because after some time in the next chapter we will see that area under curve, if they have given the VT graph, if they have given the VT graph and let's suppose it is a quadratic graph, then area under VT curve is given, is going to give us the physical quantity called displacement. Now if you don't know how to calculate the area under quadratic, how you are going to get the displacement by looking at the graph? Can you let me know? So that's why we are learning it. Look here. So first, guys, why I have written A to B? Because I will start adding the area of the strip from here till here. Can I say that I will start adding the strip from left to right? That's why I have written A to B. This is higher limit. This is lower limit. Is it clear that if any curve has been given, if I am going to integrate it from lower end to upper end, I will get the area under curve, area under that graph. Is it clear? And I have shown you how we are finding it out. Clear to everyone? Why integration? Because the simple definition of integration is addition. That's why we are adding. So everyone note it down. Then we'll try to solve few questions. Everyone first note it down. Now look here, I'm explaining again, just listen. I told you that integration is addition. Now if I take a small strip and if I'm going to add, can I say that I will get area under this curve? Now if I take a very small strip, so let's suppose one point is x and the point is x plus dx. So this is x, this is x plus dx. If I'm going to look, the area is nothing but a rectangular area. So x and x plus dx, if this point is x, if this point is x plus dx, the width is nothing but x plus dx minus x, means dx width. And when we are going to put the point x, I will get the function value y, that is fx. So can I say that the length is fx and width is dx? So fx dx, that is area of this smaller strip, the thin strip. And these type of so many infinite strips are going to be there. So all those areas we are going to add. So integration, and from where? So first strip is at a point A, last strip at a point B. Is it clear now? Satvik, are you suggesting me to refer HC Verma more? Satvik, look here, Satvik. Look here. Satvik, are you suggesting me to give the example from HC Verma? Look here, Satvik. Not even SC Verma. I know what are the problems in Irodo. I know what is the problem in Proto. What is in university physics. You are in class 10th right now, class 11. I am already teaching for last 5 years, and I know which question is where. But if I'm going to give you the question from Irodo, you won't be able to solve even a single question. So we are just preparing the basics and foundation. If you want to solve the SC Verma, then solve by yourself. If you are having doubt, you can ask me. But it doesn't mean that everyone has to solve the SC Verma and Irodo and Pluto. I'm just teaching those things which are necessary and most important for concept building, instead of just solving the high level problems which you guys can't solve even a single question. Now look here, guys. Here x tends to 0. There is nothing x tends to 0, because I have already taken dx. I have already taken dx which is very small. So no need to extend 0. Even the definition of dx already, it is nothing but a infinitely small quantity, means it is going to be nearby 0. When I was explaining the differentiation, I told you that dx represent a very small number, that is 0.000 so many times 1. Did you remember that? So no need to limit x tends to 0 or something like that. We have already defined in that way. Is it clear to everyone? Guys, is it clear? Okay. Now, everyone try to solve few questions. Area under curve, everyone try to solve few more questions. Everyone, first try to solve this question. Let's suppose they have given y equals to x, then find area under curve from x is equals to 1 to x is equals to 3. This is the function y is equals to x. Then we need to find out area under curve from x is equals to 1, 2, 3. So look here, first question, I am just drawing the graph. So guys, can I see that if I draw the curve of y is equals to fx, this is ys. So how y is equals to x graph is going to look like? Can anyone tell me how y is equals to x graph? What is going to be the shape of y is equals to x? So it is a straight line. Good. It is a straight line passing through origin. This is y is equals to x. So I need to calculate between x is equals to 1 to x is equals to 3. So I need to calculate the area under this curve between x is equals to 1 to 3. So you need to find out area. Now two methods are there. One method we know that we can easily find out by using the mathematical formula. But I want you guys to use the integration method to find out area. So everyone try to calculate by integration method and let me know what is the answer. What is the answer of the area under curve from x is equals to 1 to x is equals to 3? So if I want to calculate area, what I will do? I will use fx. So can I say that function is nothing but x? So x into dx from 1 to 3. This is nothing but area. So it is x square by 2 from 1 to 3. So put the value 3. So 3 is nothing but 9 square. 3 square divided by 2 minus 1 square divided by 2. That is 9 minus 1, 8 by 2. That is 4. Is it clear? How we are going to use the area under curve? If I want to find out the area under curve, how we are going to use the definite integration method? Is it clear, guys? Is this clear? Shall I give you one more question? Everyone, just note it down. If you didn't understand, then just let me know. Otherwise, I will give you one more question to solve. So first, everyone, just note it down. If you didn't understand, just let me know. Chandana, y is equals to x is a straight line. How we know? So we know that y is equals to x or x minus y is equals to 0. I said why this. Can I say that this is nothing but a straight line equation? What is the straight line general equation? Ax plus by plus c equals to 0. This is the straight line general equation. A is a constant, b is a constant, c is a constant. If you look, this is nothing but the same type where a is 1, b is minus 1, c 0. So this is the equation of a straight line. Y is equals to something, ax plus b plus c, something like this. Have you guys noted? And everyone, right now, no need to follow any book. I don't want you guys to follow any reference book right now. I just want you to revise the notes carefully and I want you to solve each question, whatever they have given in the workbook. First, complete those things. Then if we will get time, then we will see for other material. But before that, our primary requirement is to revise the notes properly, to remember the derivations, formulas, and whatever the question is in the workbook, we need to solve each and every question. Then if we'll get enough time, then we will follow some other books, follow some other material. But first, right now, we need to do that. That is the primary and necessary requirement. Everyone noted? Done? Okay, everyone try to find out one more question. Try to find out the answer for this question, right? The question is, let's suppose they have given a quadratic graph y is equals to x square minus 3x plus 2. Find out area under curve area under curve from x is equals to 1 to x is equals to or x is equals to 0 to x is equals to 2. Everyone try to calculate. So if you look, this is nothing but a quadratic function. We don't know any formula, mathematical formula to find out. We are having only one option, that is integration, definite integration. So everyone calculate and let me know what is going to be the answer for this. Everyone try to calculate and let me know the answer. How many of you get it? What is the answer, guys? So 2 by 3. Okay, just look here. So can I say that integration x square minus 3x plus 2 dx, if I want to calculate area from 0 to 2. So this is x cubed by 3 minus 3x square by 2 plus 2x 0 to 2. Put the value 2, so that is 8 by 3 minus 12 by 2 plus 2 to 4 minus, if you put 0, everything is 0. So from here 8 by 3 minus 6 plus 4. So 8 by 3 minus, this is minus 2. So that will be 2 by 3. Is it clear to everyone? So this is all about integration. Your integration part has been over. I told you in integration only substitution and few results we need to remember. We have to use them repeatedly. And then what is application? So there is only one application, that is area under curve. How we are going to find out, I have already shown. So tomorrow, guys, tomorrow I will start vectors. The last topic of this mathematical tool chapter, that is vectors. Tomorrow we'll start vector. Is it clear? So everyone note it down. If you are having any doubt, any problem anywhere, just let me know. If anyone having any problem, any doubt, then just let me know. Tomorrow we talk about vectors. Differentiation as a rate of measurement. Akshita, we have already discussed about that. When I'm going to solve the exercise, if they have given question in the exercise, when I am going to discuss, it will be clear to you. Akshita, did you understand? So in the evening, we will discuss the exercise, then we'll see. Okay, guys. Everyone noted? Okay, guys. Then see you in the next class. Thank you, everyone.